And of the priests that usurped the office of the priesthood and were not found, the sons of Obadiah, the sons of Akkoz, the sons of Adus, who married Agiah, one of the daughters of Barzillus, and was named after his name. And when the description of the kindred of these men was sought in the register and was not found, they were removed from executing the office of the priesthood. For unto them said Nehemiah and Athaliah, that they should not be partakers of the holy things, till there arose up a high priest clothed with doctrine and truth. So of Israel, from them of 12 years old and upward, they were all in number 40,000, besides men servants and women servants, 2,360. Their men servants and handmaids were 7,347. The singing men and singing women, 245. 435 camels, 7,036 horses, 245 mules, 5,525 beasts used to the yoke. And certain of the chief of their families, when they came to the temple of God that is in Jerusalem, vowed to set up the house again in his own place according to their ability, and to give into the holy treasure of the works 1,000 pounds of gold, 5,000 of silver, and 100 priestly vestments. And so dwelt the priests and the Levites and the people in Jerusalem, and in the country, the singers also and the porters, and all Israel in their villages. But when the 7th month was at hand, and when the children of Israel were every man in his own place, they came all together with one consent into the open place of the first gate, which is toward the east. Then stood up Jesus, the son of Josadak, and his brethren the priests, and Zerubbabel, the son of Salathiel, and his brethren, and made ready the altar of the God of Israel, to offer burnt sacrifices upon it, according as it is expressly commanded in the book of Moses, the man of God. And there were gathered unto them out of the other nations of the land, and they erected the altar upon his own place, because all the nations of the land were at enmity with them, and oppressed them. And they offered sacrifices according to the time, and burnt offerings to the Lord both morning and evening. Also they held the Feast of Tabernacles, as it is commanded in the law, and offered sacrifices daily, as was meet. And after that, the continual oblations, and the sacrifice of the Sabbaths, and of the new moons, and of all holy feasts. And all they that made any vow to God began to offer sacrifices to God from the first day of the 7th month, although the temple of the Lord was not yet built. And they gave unto the masons and carpenters money, meat, and drink with cheerfulness. Unto them of Zidon also and Tyre they gave cars, that they should bring cedar trees from Libanus, which should be brought by floats to the haven of Joppa, according as it was commanded them by Cyrus, king of the Persians. And in the 2nd year and 2nd month after his coming to the temple of God at Jerusalem, began Zerubbabel, the son of Salathiel, and Jesus, the son of Josadak, and their brethren, and the priests and the Levites, and all they that were come unto Jerusalem out of the captivity. And they laid the foundation of the house of God in the first day of the second month, in the second year after they were come to Jewry and Jerusalem. And they appointed the Levites from 20 years old over the works of the Lord. Then stood up Jesus and his sons and brethren, and Cadmiel and his brethren, and the sons of Mediaban, with the sons of Joda, the son of Eliadan, with their sons and brethren, all Levites, with one accord, setters forward of the business, laboring to advance the works in the house of God. So the workmen built the temple of the Lord. And the priests stood arrayed in their vestments, with musical instruments and trumpets. And the Levites, the sons of Asaph, had cymbals, singing songs of thanksgiving and praising the Lord, according as David the king of Israel had ordained. And they sung with loud voices songs to the praise of the Lord, because his mercies and glory is forever in all Israel. And all the people sounded trumpets and shouted with a loud voice, singing songs of thanksgiving unto the Lord for the rearing up of the house of the Lord. Also the priests and the Levites, and of all the chief of their families, the ancients who had seen the former house, came to the building of this with weeping and great crying. But many with trumpets and joy shouted with a loud voice, insomuch that the trumpets might not be heard for the weeping of the people. Yet the multitude sounded marvelously, so that it was heard afar off. Wherefore, when the enemies of the tribes of Judah and Benjamin heard it, they came to know what that noise of the trumpets should mean. And they perceived that they that were of the captivity did build the temple unto the Lord God of Israel. So they went to Zerubbabel and Jesus, and to the chief of the families, and said unto them, We will build together with you, for we likewise, as ye, do obey your Lord, and do sacrifice unto him from the days of Asbazareth, the king of the Assyrians, who brought us hither. Then Zerubbabel and Jesus and the chief of the families of Israel said unto them, It is not for us and you to build together an house unto the Lord our God. We ourselves alone will build unto the Lord of Israel, according as Cyrus the king of the Persians had commanded us. But the heathen of the land, lying heavy upon the inhabitants of Judah, and holding them straight, hindered their building. And by their secret plots and popular persuasions and commotions, they hindered the finishing of the building all the time the king Cyrus lived. So they were hindered from building for the space of 2 years, until the reign of Darius.